This is Daily Armenia, Civilnet's daily news digest. Here's what's making headlines in Armenia today. Armenia's top diplomat, Ararat Mirzoyan, visited India yesterday to strengthen bilateral relations with the country, which has become, in recent years, one of Armenia's most strategic partners. While addressing the Indian Council on World Affairs in New Delhi, Mirzoyan said that while Armenia is working hard to normalize relations with Azerbaijan, unfortunately we cannot state that our constructive approach is fully reciprocated. Moreover, we continue hearing high-level public statements and narratives pertaining to territorial claims against the sovereign Republic of Armenia, including through the so-called Western Azerbaijan narrative. Mirzoyan stated that Armenia remains engaged in the normalization process with Azerbaijan and continues the same efforts with Turkey as well. Earlier, Mirzoyan met with India's External Affairs Minister Subramanyam Jaishankar to express his appreciation for India's support and to discuss bilateral relations, regional security, and global issues. Mirzoyan highlighted the strengthening of Armenian-Indian relations in recent years, noting frequent high-level visits and expanding cooperation. He also mentioned they are very close to establishing direct flights between India and Armenia. The two countries have become important defense partners in recent years, with India selling its Akash air defense systems and missiles as Armenia rebuilds its depleted military. Mirzoyan cited high-tech, IT, education, science, and pharmaceuticals as just some of the promising areas of cooperation between the two. He also expressed Armenia's deep interest to participate in the North-South International Transport Corridor project that aims to create a trade route from India through Iran's Chabahar port, which can connect it with the Caucasus and Central Asia. Following their discussions, two bilateral agreements were signed regarding foreign service training and drug standards control. A coalition of human rights activists has urged the European Union, France, and Germany to take immediate action against Azerbaijan over the treatment of Armenian detainees during a demonstration held in central Berlin yesterday. Ruben Vardanyan's life is in serious danger. We cannot remain silent, said Jonathan Spannenberg, president of the Central Council of Armenians in Germany. Vardanyan is on hunger strike for 3 weeks now in protest of his trial's unjust nature. Baku acknowledges holding 22 more Armenian prisoners, some of them members of Artsakh's former leadership, captured when it was ethnically cleansed in 2023, while others have been held since the 2020 war. The activists called for targeted sanctions against Azerbaijani officials responsible for the detentions, international monitoring of Azerbaijani prisons, the immediate and unconditional release of Armenian detainees, and mechanisms to protect displaced Armenians. Organizers also called on European citizens to raise awareness and pressure their governments to respond to these human rights violations. The protest comes ahead of a debate over a resolution in the European Parliament tomorrow entitled Azerbaijan's illegal detention of Armenian hostages, including high-ranking representatives of Nagorno-Karabakh, and sham trials. A vote on the non-binding resolution is expected on Thursday. The European Union has authorized Armenia to export high-quality aquaculture fish and finfish products, including caviar and roe, to its member states, effective Saturday. Armenian establishments will be listed in the EU's TRACES system for compliance with EU food safety standards. Despite being a landlocked country, Armenia has developed a robust fish farming industry, particularly in freshwater aquaculture, mainly due to large fish farms in the Ararat Valley. The sector primarily focuses on trout and sturgeon production, with caviar exports offering high-value potential. Over the past decade, Armenia's fish farming industry has expanded significantly, supported by government incentives and investment in modern aquaculture techniques. The industry plays a crucial role in Armenia's exports. According to the Armenian Statistical Committee, fish and fish products accounted for approximately $40 million in exports in 2023, with Russia as the primary market. The new EU authorization is expected to open lucrative opportunities, potentially increasing export revenues and diversifying trade partners. This agreement is the result of many years of extensive collaboration between Armenia and the EU's food safety bodies. Challenges remain, however, in scaling up production and meeting the EU's regulatory requirements. Also at issue is the environmental concerns caused by the farms, such as the depletion of underground aquifers, which are a vital part of Armenia's water supply. Tune in to this special edition of the CivilNet podcast. Commentator Eric Hagopian raises the alarm on Azerbaijan's hidden intentions behind the expulsion of the International Committee of the Red Cross, which he believes is to murder Ruben Vardanyan and the other Armenian hostages. He explains what the Armenian government, international partners, and Armenians throughout the world must urgently do to prevent the worst. Hear this important message at the link below, and for future ones, follow CivilNet's page on Spotify. And finally, the CivilNet number of the day is 16. That's the number of new buses donated to the non-profit Children of Armenia Fund's Smart Center in Armenia's northern Lori region. The buses will give free rides to the center for around 2,000 students from 30 communities in the province. There they receive world-class educational programs in fields such as tech, marketing, music, foreign language, and fitness. And as always, please follow CivilNet for the latest news and independent reporting from our contributors on the ground here in Armenia.